it just be like free flowing kind of?
Will you do like the little intro? Welcome to the BNS Awesome Podcast.
I've already started.
Here with. Oh, okay. Well, we're here with.
Oh God,
Mr. Senpai himself.
Oh my God,
Jomo Senpai.
How close should my mouth be
You're
to the
fine with whatever. Like these are really nice mics. Not gonna lie.
That's amazing.
They're Australian made, so you know they're good.
Gotta be good down under.
But I was saying, like, I've invested quite a bit of money into like the graphics and the sound and like the look of my Twitch channel
and like your music. Like, cause I got a hold of Kyoto Black, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I can do it for around like 300 or something."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Whoa!"
He said, "I'm a Hosmer hillbilly."
Production,
Elkford hillbilly. Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like, so when you look at like audio is just one thing. Like when you look at production, and then there's like mixing, mastering, and then it's like he might send it to you, and you might have some revisions. Yeah. It's a lot of work to put in.
Another streamer, Bit Symphony. Like, he talked to me about it too. He's like, "Oh man, like $50."
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, that'd be awesome." But I'm like,
yeah,
we like our music is stock copyright, not non-copyright.
But you can do both. Like it's nice to do a bit of both. Like it's nice to have something that was made for you, and then everything else can just be like stock, copyright free.
When you drop into your channel, it's like Jomo Senpai. Yeah, that's awesome. And it's like everybody's like, like, did it overwhelm you? Because it blew up so quickly, man.
Yeah, it's been a crazy ride, like for sure. I still don't know how to.
Bob hasn't watched.
Yeah.
I don't deal with such things as Twitch. Scott was streaming this once on Destiny, and I ran away. I was like, "Oh, I got lag connection problems. Bye.
See ya."
It's funny because like the tables have turned now. Like I've listened to Bob so many times, and he's never seen me on Twitch.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know, and
so you're the celebrity right now.
Yeah,
I'm an Elkford hillbilly, and I done be celebrity.
It's too funny.
Oh. Because, like, I remember the first time I popped in, and, like, you had, like, maybe 9 people watching.
I don't think even that.
And, like, I remember, like, we had, like, 22 people up in there.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know what a raid was back then. Like, I didn't even know. You had to explain it to me.
It was so funny. So what happened is, as part of a Discord community called the Small Streamer Community. We would go and like raid just random people that had Small Streamer Community in their little hashtags that they got rid of on Twitch for some reason. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, this guy looks like he's just rocking it. Like he's got this headband on, he's rocking this long hair, he's throwing it around." Yeah. So I'm like, "Okay, everybody go to this channel." I think there were, like I said, maybe 10 of us, 10, 12.
What seemed like
a millions
people. Back
and
then.
I'm like,
right.
I'm like, "Hey, do you know what the Small Streamer Community is?" And he's like, "Not a clue." And I'm like, "Oh." Well, we go, and then I tell him, and and that's how we really got to know each other. What, 10 months now?
Yeah, it's crazy. And like back then I was still like figuring it all out. So you could tag, like before you go live, you could tag communities. Yeah. To stream within, and I would just like pick these random tags because I didn't know what they did, and Scott was like, "Oh, well, you're
rated."
Like, yeah, because
you have the Small Streamer Community tag.
Yeah, it was so funny.
He's like, "What?" It's so crazy to see you like this on stream. You're a loud dude. I don't know how you don't get a lot of complaints.
Well, yeah, I got my first complaint. I got my first
neighbor
complaint like the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, and my girlfriend came up and she like put her phone in my face, and it was just like,
"Oh,
can you guys like please turn down the volume? I don't know what's happening over there." And like, because if you have no context, like I'm insane on stream.
You would have to see it. Like he's just like that.
Yeah,
there's lots of what's.
And if you don't know what's going on, like you might think there's like domestic abuse and violence happening. Like it's that bad.
That's so amazing.
So I had to go, like, I actually went over and just, like, went over to see the neighbors the next day, and I, like, profusely apologized. And I was just like, I've never had any idea of how, like, sound travels. This is the first time I've gotten a complaint. I will totally be more aware of the noise, because her kid's bedroom is right on the other side of my wall. So the kids are freaking out.
The kid hasn't been sleeping for, like, 10 months.
And I think the kids are like 7 and 10. And
that's so funny.
But I want to, like, next time I see them, I'm going to be like, I'm just playing video games, by the way.
It's okay, guys. Just play video games.
And then I'm hoping that they're going to turn into, like, little fans themselves. And
just marketing.
Yeah, just but like, I don't, that's, like, best case scenario. Because it's much less abrasive if you actually know what's going on.
That's so funny. So you also just got a strike on Twitch, I heard.
I did.
For Rick Ross? Or Rick?
Oh, gosh.
You got Rick rolled?
I get like audio strikes all the time because the playlist. So the way I do the music is I'll just dump music I like into the Jomo Senpai's playlist on Spotify, and that's just what I'll play on stream. But I don't know what is copyright and what is not. Most of the music is J-pop, so mainly J-pop. J-pop is a lot of J-pop is not like it's not commonly played in North America, so the copyright strike system isn't as severe with J-pop and like foreign music. But like, Not a Nerd will come in and like rickroll the shit out of me all the time and like show me memes, and it's hilarious. Yeah, like it is well worth the copyright strike. Well worth
You're
it.
just like
well worth it. But it's always kind of frustrating when you do get a copyright strike, because Twitch
frowns upon it.
Yeah, it's not the best thing. Like they won't like ban you, but I'm like, damn it, like what did I play that was like I was sure I played all like music that was but then it was like Rick asked
Asters
Rick, and it was like oh fuck,
never
of course
gonna give you up. And I was just like, that is some funny ass stuff. You got Rick roll
into a copyright claim.
Yeah, into a copyright claim.
Yeah, it was a good time. And then I was like, I have to make this a meme.
Yeah. It's just like, yes. So you're gonna go to the Orient, I heard.
Japan.
Bob goes to Japan in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm going on the 13th of November for 15 days. I'll find my keys this time. I know it.
You lost keys there?
That's the only reason I keep going back. I'm trying to find my keys. Okay. They're somewhere between Shinjuku and Shibuya, and I'm going to find them.
So if you need any info on Japan, he goes, what's this, third time this year?
Second, but I went on my days off. That was really stupid, but it happened.
Yeah.
Wait, so you've been to Japan many times?
How many times now?
I don't know. This will be 8, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh my god, Bob and Jobo are going to be like talking about Japan.
Well, Japan is... So, I don't know if you guys know, but I like... Yeah, I never went to like college or university. I just always like worked and like I didn't... At the time, when I graduated high school, I was like, I wanted to go into music management, and there was no programs for that.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, all my friends are traveling, going to like Asia and Europe and like South America, doing all this crazy shit. And I was like, well, I want to like work for a while. And what you don't notice back then is like when you work, like you'll just work your life away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so like, you know, now I'm like, if I don't do it, I'm never going to do it. And Japan is the only place I've ever wanted to go to my entire life.
And you said 2 months?
Almost 2 months. So it'll be a month and 3 weeks total.
Well, I guess you run your own company.
Yep.
I'm guessing that has a little bit of a bonus to it, right? When this comes about.
So I can tell my partners, like it was a hard pill for them to swallow, but I was basically like, guys, I have to do this. So help me figure it out.
Yeah, like if you've always wanted, like I went to New Zealand this year. Mm-hmm. And that was my big thing, and would go back there in a second.
Did you always want to go to New Zealand? So
always.
You had been planning it for a while.
Yeah, because like where we like Fernie area is lots of Kiwis, lots of different cultures.
Really?
Yeah. So when I was like 10, our friends from New Zealand, like we met them because their van broke down and they had to move in with us.
Wow.
So they lived with us for 6 months. I gave up my room. My parents had a trailer and they took the back part of the trailer and that was theirs.
Wow.
And I lived on the couch for 6 months.
No kidding.
And they always told me, if you ever get a chance to come, it's free. You're good.
Wait, did you stay with them?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So what you're saying is interesting stories happen in Hosmer?
Just every once in a while.
As soon as Bob was like, so what you're saying is, I knew it was going to be funny before he even said anything.
Bob's calculated with his memes.
That was a Hosmer reference. Anyone from the Valley will understand.
So, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, Bob, what do you do in Japan when you go to Japan?
I usually have a monkey on my back, which is claw games. I've become quite proficient with them. But I also like to go to different museums. Sometimes I go to the Toho Studios and look at the Godzilla statue and run around until security chases me. Yeah. And then I leave. Museums, gardens, riding trains, standing in lines, and arcades, movies. That's pretty much what I do.
Have you been to Akihabara?
No, I won't admit to ever being there, but I stay there. Okay, so like most of the time...
You got stories now. Now you got the stories.
Okay, so like most of the time when I stay, there's a couple of hotels. There's this Centurion Hotel up in Ueno, which is just like, it's 2 blocks up from there, just north. It's in the red light district. I hang out there, and then I can just walk down. But there's also the Washington Hotel. It's actually pretty nice, and the price is actually pretty good. It's right at the main station.
Yeah.
So when I'm going back in November, I'm going to stay my first 4 days there, and then probably screw off to either Kyoto or Osaka and make my way down to Hiroshima again. Wow. Oh, and I'm just going to throw this out there. If you are really bad at math and don't care, buying a JR Rail Pass for like the amount of time. I'm going for 15 days, so I'm going to get the 15-day pass. Yeah. I think it's like $249. But if you're going to take the Shinkansen anywhere, like, you're golden to get that. Because if you take 2 or 3 trips on it, you've already paid for the ticket. And you can use any of the local trains. It's just like, it's a, hi, I'm a foreigner, I'm stupid, too stupid to figure out the rail system, and they'll just let you through. Instead of going through the turnstiles.
That sounds great. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do.
When we were coming here, Bob was explaining it to me, because I've never been on the public transit here. And we're like riding the train.
C-train.
The C-train.
Canada Line or SkyTrain?
SkyTrain. Yeah. SkyTrain. And I'm like, where do we get off? And Bob's like, I'll show you, or I'll just run away.
I'm just gonna be like, wait for it. They just run the doors and like wave at him.
Yeah. So then he explains to me all about this. He's like, they should just have one of these here, where it's just a stupid pass, where literally you get on anything and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. So how did you guys fly here? Like, is there what kind of like plane was it?
It's
just a little
I think it's a, what is it, a CA 800 or 800B. It's a twin engine prop plane.
How many passengers? Jeez.
It's 12 times 36 seats.
Okay.
Yeah, not many.
And how much was it to fly here?
What was it, $350?
Yeah, it was about that. It fluctuates with the price. Like the most expensive time to fly to Vancouver from their return was like $700, and the cheapest is $2-something. I got it.
I see.
Yeah. Our plane was packed. We got terrible seats, but
yeah.
But you know what? So we were at the very back of the plane. I thought that the shitter was right there, because I was like, I really don't want to be like on a plane for an hour, like even if it's an hour and a half, right by the bathroom. I don't think anybody does. And then it's like, oh, there's nothing even back behind us. Perfect.
Yeah, that was the galley back there in the bathroom. Yeah. Was at the front. Like, bathroom, our hillbilly heritage is showing every time Scott says, yeah, it was in the shitter.
So what is the difference between a hillbilly and a redneck?
I think it's where you live in town.
Yeah. Do you shotgun one beer or 2 beer at the same time?
How do you shotgun 2 beers at the same time?
Ingenuity.
Oh my god.
Right?
Yeah, that just blew my mind.
So what about you? What got you into... Because I know the story.
Yeah.
But for people that are just listening, like, what got you into streaming?
Okay, well, so there's Twitch is funny because I think it naturally attracts a lot of introverts for obvious reasons and just like more quiet.
It also, I found like we have a lot of military people in like the Spring of Senpai Discord.
Yeah.
A lot of military people.
So I think it's, it's Twitch is such a connector. Like it's a place where people like really connect with each other, and I could understand. I am not a military person. I know nothing about the military, especially the United States military, but I
are in the Trump though.
Yes, that's true. I could understand though if you're in the military posted somewhere and you have like access to internet and Wi-Fi, how useful and fun it would be to like connect with other gamers.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me.
Because like Oogler's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
BS Phonics was.
Yeah.
There is quite a few.
Yeah. The definitely what I do know, obviously, like there's, I mean, the States, like they take military very seriously over there. Yeah. And there's more people than you would expect who have been or like are part of the military. They're just kind of waiting for their next assignment or something. Like I think Oogler told me that he already did an assignment in Afghanistan, and he'll probably get another one at some point. Like they'll probably send him somewhere else. So he, in between his military assignments, he just works. He like works as like a mechanic or something at the local golf course where he lives. He's like an everything person. Yeah, guy's crazy. He can do anything.
Such a nice dude too.
Yeah, he's amazing. And so I met up with him. We've met up a few times in Portland and in Vancouver for the Twitch Vancouver meetup. And that's something I never anticipated about Twitch.
Is meeting these people.
Yeah. I have those moments all the time, and you probably do
like,
too.
This right now was like it felt kind of weird. Yeah. And then like I saw you and I was like, oh fuck, there's Jomo. Yeah. And it's weird because like I call you Jomo. Yeah. And like I don't know what you would call me.
Well, I was just on the phone with Tiny Moon Spells.
Shout out to Tiny Moon Spells.
And I was like, I told her, Bob has the best face.
He's like, I have no fucking clue what's going on.
I'm trying not to laugh. I'm holding in my laugh face.
The thing is Bob already has such a iconic voice. His facial expressions entirely match the awesomeness of it. Yeah. So it's like doubly amazing now. Which just means you guys have to like record the podcast as they're happening on YouTube.
No. We are working on stuff.
We have a couple videos we're editing. We were going to put the interview, but like I say, it's hard to get Scott to not wear Budweiser clothes. And we've already got a beef with Budweiser now, apparently. So
yeah, that's hilarious. So tonight we're going to get a picture of me standing in front of the Trump Tower wearing the Budweiser shirt.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
that's great. Sorry,
Tiny Moon Spells.
Oh yeah, well, so I called Tiny Moon Spells, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go meet up with Inked Guy.
Yeah,
because she knows you as Inked Guy. Yeah, and then I was like, AKA Scott. Yeah, but yeah, more often than not, I think we reference each other as our like Twitch names.
Yeah, like I don't even know Oogler or Bit's names.
Yeah, so Oogler is Jared.
Yeah, I would have never guessed Jared.
Yeah, and Bit is Jordan.
Yeah, like I would never have been like, oh, hey Jordan. I'd be like, oh, what's up, Bit?
Yeah, it is a trip though. It can get confusing.
Bob's just like, what the fuck are these?
I'm not telling my online name. I am not giving that away.
Bob hides his online persona.
Oh wow. Well, Bob is Bob.
Yeah, Bob is just...
And that other guy that hangs out with Scott online, that's some other guy.
That's some other guy that we play games with.
But so like the military thing is very predominant on Twitch.
Yeah, like there's so many like military streamers, like communities and stuff. Like it's really crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, did you really had big aspirations and you went for them, eh?
Yeah, I'll tell you guys how I kind of like got into it. So I was as I said, like I've just worked my whole life.
Yeah.
At like a million different jobs. And I'm a big like advocate for like seeing counselors and therapists just because I think it can be really it's so easy. Like you're never more biased towards anything but yourself. So
yeah,
it's hard to navigate like problems like on your own.
Yeah.
And therapists and counselors, they're trained to like coax stuff out of you. And they're trained to like see patterns that you just don't
would never see.
And so my therapist asked me, she was like, what would you do if you didn't need money? And I was like, what do you mean? Like that's not a reality that exists and never will. Why would you ask me that? And she's like, well, just answer the question. Don't worry about the reality. Theoretically, what would you do like if you won the lottery tomorrow and didn't need any money? And I was like, video games? Like I'd play video games or like make YouTube videos or stream on Twitch.
Just relax.
And she was like, okay, like that's your answer. You need to start doing
Go and do it.
And I was super skeptical, but it took me a year. It took a year for that seed to like germinate into something.
A year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
wow.
it took like about a year.
So like
before that conversation had happened.
Wow.
Or before I started I started streaming, sorry.
But did you create a Twitch profile and like kind of like just start watching?
Yeah.
You just started watching and then like
I think I watched my first Twitch stream like 3 or 4 years ago. Like I had always known about it, but it was never really on my radar.
Yeah, cuz like Bob's not into Twitch at all.
Well, it's still more or less a fringe media. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not really. It hasn't really been adopted by like the masses yet.
Like the big evil giant YouTube.
Yeah.
But then again, now, like my little boy, he's 8, and he's like, Dad, I was watching Ninja.
Yeah.
And you're like, Ninja? He's like, oh yeah, and Shroud or something was playing.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, how do you know these like Twitch names?
Yeah.
So but then that's YouTube also, but he knows what it is. And like, it's funny when he sees, before I left, he's like, Dad, are you going to meet Jomo Senpai? I'm like, dude, I so am. He's like, tell him I said hi.
That's amazing.
You forgot to tell him.
Oh, damn it.
Well, now the proof is in the pudding. We got it live.
He knows, yeah.
So this is like I've worked in media and advertising and marketing for the past, I don't know, 8 or 10 years or something. Yeah. And right now we're growing up. Like your kids, along with everyone else's kids, are growing up in this generation where like VR and AR and smartphone technology is like normal. Like there's just that's part of life. Twitch as well. So you've got kids, like 5, 10, 12, 15 years old that are just like growing up with live video as like a natural component of their media intake.
And it's not TV.
Yes,
which
exactly.
Is super strange because like my little, like you were saying, I was saying my little boy, he doesn't watch TV.
Yeah.
He'll watch a movie.
Yes.
Or he'll watch something on YouTube. But he doesn't watch TV per se.
Yeah. So that's the most interesting part. Like I'm just part of the generation that like remembers the end of like dial tone.
Yeah.
Like dial up internet.
Because you and Bob are the same age.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And in my house, I had the old phone, the rotary dial phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember those. Like Like, I remember, like, the first TV I got was from this shitty garage sale. It only had the 13 channels.
Yeah.
And it was yellow, and it only was black and white.
Oh, that's insane.
It was terrible. Rabbit
The
ears with
old
tinfoil
tree
on them.
And so, like, 25, 30 years from now, like, your kids are going to be talking on some, like, VR
They're just going to be clicking the
podcast.
side of their head.
And they're going to be like, oh, yeah, like, my generation just, like, saw, like, the end of, like, the iPhone, where it was, like,
Then it was just integrated into our brains.
yeah, like, that's such a crazy thought. And that's I'm so into that kind of, like, multi-generational gap between, like, tech and what's normal and what's not.
And, like, you have a little nephew, too.
Yes, Quincy.
Quincy, who... I don't care whenever you're like, oh, I get that soundbite from little Quincy. I'm like, shout out little Quincy.
That became such, like, an icon.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Now it's
Thanks for the follow.
Yeah, and now it's like little Quincy thanks you too.
Yeah.
That's part of, like, the catchphrase. That's part of the brand now.
Oh, it is. And he's total, like, you are a total brand, and it's crazy to watch. Like, you also have your Twitch growth hacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, like,
yeah,
it's crazy. Like, just because, like, I moderate for you on both the Senpai Wisdom Discord and for the Twitch channel. And it's like so crazy how many people are like, dude, I found you through this. Yeah. This is really good. Like, how many hits does that thing have?
Thousands.
Yeah, because Medium tells you, right?
Yeah. So it's surprisingly, it's not as much as you might think. Like, I think all in all, maybe I don't look at the metrics enough.
No.
All in all, there's maybe, I don't know, 6,000 to 8,000 hits. There's something happening outside.
What's going on? I think somebody died.
Someone's getting in shit.
What's up, motherfuckers? It's Trump. I'm coming to grab you by the pussy, motherfucker.
So
he swore he wouldn't say that. Now he said
I had to. I'm sorry.
This is the thing about the medium series I wrote about, like, Twitch channel growth hacks. This is, like, the thing that I think is really that most Twitch streamers miss is that, like, starting a Twitch channel, even a podcast, like, replace it with anything.
Yeah.
YouTube channel, even if you're, like, starting a website or an e-commerce store, it's no different than starting your own company, right? It's no different than opening up a shop, like a physical storefront. You can't just start it and assume people will come. There's too much noise. So you have to like, think about starting a business. Like, with a business, if you had a business plan, you'd have a business plan, you'd have a marketing plan, you'd have consultants look it over, you'd have maybe you'd have an accountant, you'd have XYZ, all the things you need to, like, scale, operate, and run. So, like, with my Twitch channel, I really was like, what am I doing to provide value to people other than just being another channel? Yeah. You know, like, I can't... So that's been a really amazing thing for me, and that's, I think, what's gotten a lot of traction and traffic to the channel is just having this guide that I didn't... It was a learning process for me, right? And so I was just taking all the things that I researched and found out and applied, and then kind of, like, put it into a little package for other people. Yeah. Because I was like, Twitch is about to blow up. Like, I'm not going to be the first one that is going to be doing this. There's going to be many more people over the next 2 or 3 years. Yeah.
For me to watch you from, like, we said 9 people, 10 people, to pretty concurrent of 50 now.
Yeah, like about that. Yeah. Boshy's
I don't know how you... Have you ever heard this game, Boshy, Bob?
Like Bocce Ball?
No, Boshy.
Like Bosch?
Boshy? Boshy?
Yeah, it's probably best you haven't heard of it.
Don't play it.
You know I'm stuck on Destiny.
Yeah, Bob's just Destiny all the way.
Okay, like, I saw some Destiny cosplayers just, like, a
only
couple
picture
minutes
Bob
ago.
took.
They're like, everyone else is ignoring them. I'm like pushing people out of the way. I'm like, get out of the way. I was like, can I have your picture?
I downloaded Destiny 2 as part of the PSN special.
Did you play it?
Yeah, I played the first. I played the first kind of opening scene.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. Like, it's such a beautiful game. I have moved away from playing a lot of shooters, but Destiny, like, just from playing that first intro, I'm like, oh, this could completely consume my life if I let it.
That's a serious problem.
How many hours do you have in Destiny 1? How many was it? No, this is a crazy fucking number. You'll be like, what?
Can I guess?
You can guess.
10,000 hours.
I think it's actually above that, but...
How many days? Because it comes out on Xbox and it's days. Was it 300 and something?
I thought it was in the 400s.
Days.
Mm-hmm. But that to me, like, if you have a game that captures you so much that you can put in that much time into it,
I wish.
That's like one of the best case scenarios, because more often than not, I'm like struggling to find games that capture me like that.
I don't know how he does it. Like, I'm like bouncing from game to game to game
to
game. Like, and I don't beat him.
Mm-hmm. That's a problem. Like, you start games and you can't finish them, and then you're kind of like, you kind of want to finish it and put it to bed and like follow through, but then it's like there's so much more out there.
Mass Effect Andromeda, I swear I'm like 10 minutes from beating it.
Yeah.
And it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, so I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. Like, Mass Effect is one of my favorite games. Have I told you about this?
No.
My feelings about Andromeda?
This is like exclusive Jomo stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so Mass Effect. I think it was the first game I ever played on Xbox.
Really?
Like the first. Well, when did the first Mass Effect came out? Xbox 360 days?
I believe so. I thought it was like before we went to 2010, like something.
We all have
360
cell phones.
days. Yeah, it was 360 days, and I was floored by it. It was one of those games where I was like, I need to explore every inch of the map. I need to talk to every single NPC in the game. I need to try like everything. And then Mass Effect 2 and 3, and it was just like, concurrently so much more invested, so much more content. And it was one of the few games that allowed you to carry over the progress from the previous game. And I was just like, this is the best thing ever. And then Andromeda comes out.
There wasn't.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Like, it was like everything was worse than Mass Effect 3. Everything had been like dialed down. Like, the graphics, there's all these like glitchy parts.
The faces.
And I so desperately wanted to love the game. Like, you know, when you dive into a game and you try so hard to love it because of your nostalgia and like past experience with it.
Yes.
And I was begrudgingly playing it. Like, I turned it on and I was like, fuck, like, I hate that I'm about to play this game, but maybe I'll find something that
just a little trigger back or something. Yeah.
And I think I got to like the first world or the first universe or something, and like my character got stuck in like a plant or something, and I just like table flipped, and I was like, I'm done.
Flipped.
Like, I'm done with this, and I was so sad.
I played, like I said, I'm probably like 10 minutes from beating it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna beat it.
So so tell me, like, pretend I didn't just give you a whole tirade about Andromeda.
How terrible it was.
Tell me, like, how did you how have you liked it?
So, like I said, I like to hop games, and it's a fucking problem for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I played a little bit of 1, a little bit of 2, a little bit of 3.
Okay,
but I bought Andromeda because, you know, Hype Train came along, and oh my god, Mass Effect Andromeda, it's gonna be the best thing since bread.
Mm-hmm.
I hopped into it, and I'm playing it. I'm like, holy fuck. I was like, this just seems like repetitiveness, like you wouldn't believe. Like, go to the world, do this. It's like 3 different types of missions you got to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, wasn't there like way more story to the other ones?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you like jump to another world, and you're like, okay, what am I doing here? Oh, I'm doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like the Metal Gear Survive of the
Yeah.
Andromeda series.
Like you hop from planet to, well, it's called terraforming. So you're terraforming.
That's right. There's the terraforming mechanic aspect of it, which in theory sounds cool,
but it didn't work.
Yeah. See, Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, you're diving into these like rich environments with these super interesting dynamic
and
characters,
interconnected like lore and
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the I think my favorite thing about the Mass Effect series was getting to know the characters in the game. So it like if anyone's listening who hasn't played Mass Effect, what happens is you can spend more time with your crew. So like with different members of your crew, you can like learn about who they are and where they came from and like why they are here. And each character has some kind of like trauma or thing that they regret, or like whether it's like revenge based, or and so it's up to you as like Commander Shepard to like find out what it is. And you can either choose to do that or you can just go, you can keep playing the game. But that was the most magical thing about the series was the fact that you could choose how invested and how emotionally attached you got to your crew.
True enough. And like, it sounds silly, but like there was like the romance too.
The romance. Totally.
You're like, oh, I don't know if you've seen the Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Bunch of them. And it's like, there goes Homeboy. Homeboy just fucked a Martian.
That's right. Alien. Yeah, Mass Effect was pretty much the first game that nailed alien sex. Like, and it was amazing, right? I mean, you don't really see it happen.
No,
but it's cool. It's like it's a great exploratory look, guys. I'm very sex positive. All right, okay. Whatever floats your goat. Whatever floats your float.
As we were walking in here, Bob's like, or like when we were waiting for you downstairs, Bob's like, we'll just come upstairs and he'll be like, hi, I'm Bob, and welcome to our sex dungeon.
I said, hi, I'm Bob, and I'm Scott, and welcome to the BNS Awesome Sex Dungeon.
Why that would have been perfect?
But I'm like, I've never really met him in like real life. Like, we're pretty good homies online, but I don't want to freak somebody out.
I think like the older I get, the less fucks I have to give. And the more jaded I become, and the less stuff phases me. Like, you guys probably are going through that too. And like, you've got 2 kids, and Bob and I are the same age. Are you the same age?
31.
Okay,
I'm a year older.
Yeah, a little bit older, but I just
look like a baby.
That's a good thing. You're going to be like 60 and look 40.
I bring my kid, like in Alberta, the drinking age is 18, right?
Yeah.
So I'll have my kids with me, go in to buy booze, and they'll card me.
Wait.
I'm like, what?
But wait, you don't live in Alberta.
Alberta's only like 15
It's a lot closer to go to Alberta than anywhere else. Literally.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Once Scott's inspired, so it's even like worse. You can either go to Alberta or you can go to Fernie. Those are your 2 choices.
Got it. So I don't maybe Bob doesn't know this, but I actually did a Google Maps tour of where you guys live.
Oh,
that boat's not there anymore.
And I was like, oh, look at this pizza place. Oh, look, there's another. And then remember, I was asking you. I was like, hey, what's the pizza place?
Elk Valley Pizza.
Elk Valley. I was like, hey, when's the last time you guys like hit up Elk Valley Pizza, bro? And you were just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I love doing that. I love
it's so funny.
I love seeing a window into where other people live, because like on Twitch we're so divided. Like there's 1 or 2 people in the community that are from Vancouver. So like Jordan, aka Bit Symphony, he's in Burnaby, which is like 20 minutes away from us right now. Like we could drive to his neighborhood
and be like, "What's up, dude?"
Yeah. And but for the most part, some people are all over the United States. People are all over Canada. Some people are in like a bunch of people in Europe, Sweden, and Asia, right? And so it's always interesting to like find out sort of where people reside in general and like be like, oh, this looks like a party town, or like, whoa, this place is really remote, or oh, like these people, like this guy lives next to an airport, like that must suck, like, you know, like things like that.
And you're just like, that must really suck, dude. How is that?
And I'm genuinely interested in that. Like I really like to I really like to see a bit of a window into everyone that, you know, we interact with. Yeah,
and you do a lot more interacting. Like, holy man. Like, I'm sure like some days you're like, you look on Discord and you're like, oh, fuck. I have like 90 messages. Because you're pretty open. You're like, man, hit me up in the Discord.
Yeah, I'm surprised how many people don't follow up on that. Also,
really?
Like, I don't, like, I get a lot of DMs, like, on Twitter and Instagram and Discord, but it for the most part, it's just like, you know, like 10 to 20 people, give or take.
But still, it's like,
there might come a day where I just...
Because, like, the community keeps growing and growing. Like, I don't even know what the Discord's at. Like,
it's almost at 800
I was going to say, it's pretty close to 1,000. So,
yeah.
That's a lot of people.
And there's new people that come in every day. I think from my Medium article.
Yeah.
Because
so many people are like, oh, I just showed up from the Medium. Like, they don't even know that you're a streamer.
Yeah.
Per se. Like, like, what is this?
And that's good. Like, that's the goal, you know. I'm a firm believer that, like, whatever it is you're doing, the more you put in, the more you will get back.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's awesome that people come into that Discord with the expectation that they'll get support as they start to stream.
And they do. I think, like, there's so many people where it's like, I'll just cruise a page and I'll be like, who have I never checked out?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, who's this person? Click in. What's up? I'm from the Jomo Discord.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. And
they're like, oh man, I just joined the Discord. I saw the Medium article.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck, man.
It's like, very cool.
Yeah.
And it's not just the thing that blows my mind is that series I wrote, it's only like, for most of the time, like most of the queries you Google about like how to grow my Twitch channel or Twitch channel growth or getting more views to my Twitch page,
Twitch hacks.
Yeah, it's my article is only second to Twitch, right? Like Twitch's blog.
Yeah,
which blows my mind.
Like, huh?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
It's crazy.
So
Google is crazy.
Here's one for you, because like you're kind of Twitch famous. Has anybody ever seen you on the street and been like, are you? No,
not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Do you think it'll happen?
I'm sure one day. Like, to me, that's like only a matter of time.
Like if we went to the expo and said, "Hey, everybody," and we pointed at you,
no one would know.
There's a lot of gamers there.
I mean, I would be surprised. I would be surprised if anyone, because like the other thing too is I look very different with my hair up in a bun and without headband and glasses. Like, so that's kind of the other thing. And I don't like. I really like that. Kind of would stress me out if.
True enough.
That would stress me the fuck out if like every time, like I went out. Or like if I had to like be cognizant of that, like that's why a lot of creators and streamers like Double Agent Smith, like
separate it.
Like Double Agent Smith wears sunglasses, so yeah, that's
there you go, Bob.
That's kind of so. Scott's showing Bob a photo of me with about 30 headbands on, praying to the camera with my glasses, hair down.
Yeah.
That's a lot of headbands.
Completely different person, though.
That's what the thing is. That's his thing. Like, he always has his headband on.
Yes.
And, like, people are like, what's the headband story, man?
Yeah, from a looks perspective.
Yeah.
But, you know, and, like, some of my favorite creators and YouTubers don't put themselves on camera. I'm sure for that reason, like Robaz, King of Sweden. You guys know Robaz? He's a Swedish YouTuber, gamer. He's hilarious, and he's only ever done voice.
Really?
Yeah, and he's hilarious, and like people just watch him for the commentary and the gameplay. And then there's who's the other person I was going to mention? Oh, this other speedrunner.
Yeah.
His name's Distortion. Speedrunning is ridiculous. This other speedrunner, his name's Distortion 2, and he's never been on camera.
Yeah.
And he gets like thousands of viewers.
Well, thanks for listening to the BNS Awesome Podcast. If you would like to reach us, you can get us on our email at
bnsawesomepodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks, Bob. And you can also reach us on Twitter at BNS Awesome Pod. You can also find me streaming over at Twitch, www.twitch.tv/Ink3D And I say it Ink Guy. And we can... There is. We can also be found on Spotify now. And we can also be found on Stitcher and iTunes. So be sure if you go there, rate, comment, review, all that stuff. And thanks.